What's going on, football fans? It's your boy Lolo, and I am out in Kingston, New York right now. I am on vacation after my 5-week vacation in Spain because it's time to actually relax and not have nonstop family business the whole time. But I gotta say, Premier League Week 3 is over. It is done and dusted in the books. And look who's at the top of the table. It's the mighty Arsenal. So that's for you, my Gunners, my men, my boys, playing like a team out there, absolutely dominating. But that wasn't the only story of the week. That's a freaking side note to some of this other stuff that's been going on. Manchester City dropping points to Newcastle United and having to fight, having to battle, and be impressive to come back and get 2 extra goals just to go level, but dropping points. And then who do we see? It's Arsenal, Manchester City. And then who's in third place? Let me see. Is it Liverpool? Well, no, they just lost today to the Scum. Well, is it Scum? Oh, no, they're still way down here on the table. Is it Tottenham Hotspurs? No, because Tottenham sucks. It is the Mighty Whites, Leeds United. Yes, sir. Bringing it to Chelsea, winning. There we are. Hey, that's my guys. Bring them back up. Oh, yeah. That you got the American contingency there. Jesse Marsch, Brendan Aronson, Tyler Roberts, outplaying these guys like nobody's business. And Thomas Tuchel had the gall, the audacity, the nerve, the cojones to come out and not say one good word about Leeds United's performance. No, he says it was all these other things. It was us. He actually said it was nothing that Leeds did. It was us. And he had the audacity to call Brendan Aronson's goal an own goal. He kept saying an own goal, an own goal, an own goal. And I'm like, where was the own goal? That dude pressed that young upstart American boy, that non-Christian Pulisic, came up and pressed Mendy, one of the best keepers in the world, the best keeper in the world. Pressed him, scared him, and then that dude thought that he had the feet to outplay a midfielder like that. No, I don't think so. And it was almost a no-look tap-in as he ran across goal. Yes, sir, Brendan Aronson, thank you. Thank you so much. And then Leeds United just never quit. But guys, thank you all for joining us. We've got so many people in the comments section right now. Get your comments in. Tell me where you guys are calling in from. Tell me what you think about the weekend. How happy are you? I would be talking to my co-host right now, but I don't know where he is. We got so many guests, but my co-host has left me high and dry. I don't know where Mark is right now, but hopefully he will be. Mark,
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry I'm late. The reason why I was late is that there was no subway, and I had to take the bus. My wife and my neighbors, they were able to get a subway, but I had to take a bus, and it's raining out, and it's just been downhill ever since. Yeah.
Thomas Tuchel in the back of the bus, man. Mark, I love that you.
Was there.
I love that you had to take a bus to get to your house. Like, Jesus Christ, man.
There was no subway for me. My wife and the neighbors got a subway. There was no subway for me.
Oh my God.
The bus.
And I'm so sorry. Everybody's pointing out that I said Tyler Roberts. I'm so sorry, Tyler Adams. My bad. It was a whole year or two of talking Leeds saying Tyler Roberts.
The difference.
You know what?
The difference being is that Tyler Adams actually did something that contributed rather than we wished upon the brilliance of Tyler Roberts. Oh, so skilled, Welshman. I
gotta say, Tyler Roberts and Tyler Adams and Mark Rocca, they own that midfield, and Rodrigo and Dan James and Jack Harrison and Brendan Aronson, they played Koulibaly off the pitch. Literally. played him off the pitch. Because then when they brought on Adam Forshaw, the dude, you're down 3-0. You don't need to pull this guy down. Who cares if you go down 4-0?
I gotta say, the Chelsea played so bad, and Leeds played about as well as I've seen them in the Jesse Marsch era, that I didn't even know. I mean, I know that Koulibaly was sent off, but it just didn't, like, I'm watching the match and it's like, oh yeah, that's right, they were down to 10 men.
Yeah. I feel like had they gone down to 10 men earlier in the second half, they might have pulled something back because they played better with 10 men. They tightened up a little bit, but still Leeds. So, Mark, as much as I want to talk to you, I love talking to you. I'm so glad you made it on the bus. And I'm sorry that your brain isn't in the right.
Talk to me.
But we've been dying to talk to this guy all season long, and I know we've got a bunch of people watching tonight who are anxious to hear from this man. He is the Luf Guru of New Orleans. Let's get him in here. Let's talk to Mr. James Reeves live from New Orleans.
Leeds.
How are you doing, James? Good to see you, my man.
Doing well, man. Doing well. So I'm telling you, the season, I mean, it's been incredible. I mean, but for, the Southampton comeback, man, we're at the top of the league with you. Top of the table.
Yeah, man. Dude. And you know what? Us Arsenal fans, what we always look at is the invincibles. Who can be invincible? And right now, there's a lot of teams that can't. Leeds United are one of those teams who currently are invincible.
Right.
Right now, I think we're down to 6 with Liverpool losing.
Invincible. That's Preston End. Is that what we're talking about? I get confused.
Shut up.
Preston End.
No.
Right?
No.
Preston End. They were the
get back on the bus.
Get back on the short bus, please. Get back on the short bus.
Preston End, man. We're just going to take over that term. And to own it, we're going to make a bad movie about it with fucking Matt Damon.
Somebody, Jimmy Bremers Go says, James looks way more sober than I expected. I expect you were drinking a lot last night.
Yeah.
Right?
You should have seen me yesterday.
He's also so well clean shaven, too.
James, tell me, I want to know a few things from you, and I'm going to let you talk here for a little while. Before I do, guys, there's a bunch of us watching the show right now. Please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, get in the comments, let us know where you're calling in from, and kick a shout out to your people, your Leeds crew, your whatever team you support, all that. But James, I wanna know how you felt about the performance as a whole, and then I want to get into the Thomas Tuchel comments. All right, but right now, I want to start with what is a Leeds fanatic like you? What is your take on that match?
Okay, I thought it was our best performance, not only in the Marsch era, but since we've been back up in the Premiership. So I just, I thought it was, practically flawless. I mean, I thought the game plan that was executed to perfection. The running, 11 kilometers more than what they did. It was sensational. I haven't seen a Leeds performance like that, considering the opposition, in a long, long time. It's been a while. The offside trap, everything. Just absolute perfection. So it's kind of, I don't want to say we peaked early in the campaign, but that's a performance that we have to, duplicate, and maybe even, I don't know how you improve on it. You score maybe a 4th or 5th goal, but it's crazy. I couldn't believe it. Because really, I woke up yesterday morning thinking, okay, I want a point. We get a point out of this, I will be ecstatic. But man, from the get-go, we were just all over them. Blanketing.
I felt like
it was
James. I felt like you guys were wearing clown shoes or something, because every 50-50 ball, y'all got a toe on, and I was like, is everybody just wearing longer boots today? Because they're flying in, and they were 50-50 challenges where I'm going, but every single time it was a Leeds man who got their toe to the ball, and that if that doesn't stop for 90 minutes, that's hard to beat. Any team.
Yeah, I agree. And we kept it up for that long. It was a match that we dominated. We dominated that match. And I mean, at one point, Chelsea hadn't had a shot on target. And we're talking like into the second half, I think. And they just mentioned, Chelsea still doesn't have a shot on target.
No, I think Rodrigo had double the shots on target than any Chelsea player, because the most they had was one.
Yeah, I mean, that press was relentless. I mean, absolutely relentless. And Aronson, oh my God. I mean, just so much energy. Plus the skill that he has to like turn just on a dime, we would say, the British would say on a penny. But I mean, just to turn like that, I mean, it's amazing to me. I never saw this coming. Never saw it coming.
Yeah, I think
the first time we've beaten them in what, 2 decades?
For you.
I mean, it was beautiful.
And to do it on national television, I know most Premier League matches are shown, but this was the late game or not the late game. It was, I guess West Ham was playing as well, but West Ham, Brighton, Chelsea, Leeds. Everyone's watching Chelsea, Leeds. Yeah. Everybody's watching this as well. Yeah. And everybody's watching them being embarrassed, as I put in the title of the show. And then to me, Thomas Tuchel, who at Dortmund I had a high respect for, and I was worried when he came to Chelsea, because I do have a high respect for this guy, and I'm losing it. I'm losing it quickly.
Oh, that was
to come out and not say one good word about Leeds, but to actually say no. What Leeds United didn't matter. What they didn't matter. It was us. It was the bus. Yeah. We had to take the fucking bus.
Yeah, he felt it was more Chelsea mistakes than it was Leeds' aptitude. And
did you hear him call it an own goal?
Yeah.
He called it an own goal. What was he talking about? He was talking about the Aronson, right?
He saw an entirely different match from the rest of us. But I don't think he sincerely believed any of that shit. So, I was thinking about it. Why would he come out and say something like that? I think a lot of it has to do with maybe the new ownership at Chelsea, the fact that there's maybe a lot of pressure on him. And, because he wasn't their man, right? I mean, he was hired by previous ownership.
Yep.
So, he's got to come out now and make it look as, he's got to put a gloss on it and make it not look as bad as it actually was, because that was an ass kicking by anybody. Yeah. Anybody who looked at that, whether you were a Leeds fan or objective or even Chelsea supporters, I mean, that was a fucking ass whipping, big time. So, yeah, there you go.
Absolutely.
The new Chelsea ownership is not going to. I don't care what happens with Tuchel. If he's not fired at some point during the season, he will be fired at the end of the season. And because that's what Dodgers do. When what this guy does, he brings in his own people.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
And as a Dodger fan, I can tell that is factual.
Oh man, I'll
not be Chelsea's manager next season.
I lived in LA when he was running Dodgers. I know exactly how he works, and let me tell you something. Tuchel's days are numbered. If they take
what have you done for me lately? Yeah. Guys, let's kick a couple shout outs to these guys in the audience. If you guys haven't watched our show much, know that your comments do affect the show, and you do twist what we're talking about with really well-timed comments. But I asked you guys to put in where you guys were calling in from or watching the show from. So Dan Rumsey from Leeds and Leeds. Freddie Mac watching from London. Leeds. We'll see you in London. We'll be there in September. Late September, October.
Likely that I'll be up at the Aston Villa match. So
us as well.
Any of my mates who are watching right now, I'm springing this on them because my brother and I have just kind of come to this conclusion today that I think that we're going to head up. We're going to just catch the train from London and go up there and watch the Aston Villa match. I think that's probably
with us, James. With us, James. So tell your friends to buy. Tell them to buy some air mattresses because we're crashing. We're crashing there.
We'll talk about it later, but yeah.
We've got a Chris expat in New York. Say Huds lad living in New York. Chris, call into the show more often. Come by to the Stoop. Come see us, man.
Go to Legend.
We've got Martin Ackroyd watching from Blackpool, Scarborough the last few years. Well, India. Fantastic, guys. Watching from sunny Surrey. This is awesome. This is awesome to see all these people here. Let me see if I find any more. Watching from Bradford. And who else do we get? Don't forget, just keep telling us where you guys are watching. We love to see the reach that we can possibly get. So, Mark.
Yes.
Oh, from Kildare, Ireland. There you
Kildare.
go. And from Spain, we know you, Graham Norton. Graham Norton. Graham Wood Robinson. Watching from Japan.
You are on a roll today, but
Well, no, because P. Morton popped up. P. Morton
Tyler
popped up,
Roberts,
so I
Graham
said.
Norton.
I think it's the fresh
man.
air that's getting to him.
I need more smog. Can a
No.
semi pass by, please?
You need more exhaust in your life.
So James, let's continue on the Leeds train, but we're gonna let you continue to discuss this. But we have another person that we give time to every Friday. She's on a lot of our happy hours, and then is quiet for an entire hour when we do trivia. So let's get her out here to actually talk about Leeds United. You guys know her from All Leeds TV, from the Leeds Lasses, and from On the Stoop with Lolo's Friday Night Happy Hour. It's Rhiannon, everybody. Say a big what's up to her. How are you? You're still smiling from yesterday.
Yeah, I'm buzzing. I'm still buzzing. I struggled to sleep last night because I was just I just kept watching highlights over and over and over again. We've actually done a lot of I think I don't know if you guys are on TikTok or anything, but we've actually done we've kind of ripped off Tuchel on our TikTok, on the YouTube short, on the All These TV channel, basically like flipping it up with Tasha's fan cam.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so it says he's talking about the bus, and then it snaps to you go into it's a long way to London when you shit or some sort of
Yeah.
shit like
was she the one that did the I watched last night this like 20-minute video of all the Leeds chants throughout the match? Was that her?
Yeah.
That was brilliant.
Yeah.
That was brilliant. There was one that kind of made me go, "Oh, that's a bit much," where they go, "We are Leeds, we are vile, Thomas Tuchel's a pedophile." I was like,
That's fucking
Tommy.
sensational.
that is good.
That's why he gets so angry.
No,
"It was a bus. It was not a school bus."
you get as good as you give, because if you see the Chelsea fan cams, which I've done a lot because I just like to laugh at them, one of them says Jimmy Savile is one of your own. So if you come out with that, you get that back. It works both ways. But that's what happens when there's a rivalry as big as Leeds versus Chelsea. You get all the kind of chance.
So, Rhiannon, let's get to the football a little bit. Tell me, tactically, football, for you to watch that, what was different from this week to last week? Because as soon as you went 2 goals up, Mark starts tweeting like, "Look out, Najee, look out." And I was like, pump the brakes. They were 2-0 up to a much worse club. At 2-0 up, were you concerned?
My response to that was
a little tiny bit of me was like thinking, let's not repeat last week. However, the game was completely different. It had a completely different feel to it. Because when I watched just against Southampton, we definitely weren't as in control as we were against them than we were against Chelsea. I feel it was literally a tactical masterclass. Like Jesse Marsch was just thrown on subs just for laughs and giggles. Like
to rest players.
Yeah,
to rest players.
We didn't really need to make them subs. Like we really didn't. But
can I interrupt 1 second? Speaking of Jesse Marsch, when the first goal went in, was he taking the piss out of Thomas Tuchel when he ran up and jumped and like? You remember when?
Yeah, from the Spurs game when he did.
Yeah,
I didn't get that feeling on that one. I mean, it was
I
very
don't
rock
think so.
star. It was
It was
very
a little-
rock
it was
star
a
and
little-
animated, but I
Jesse
didn't.
is
I
little.
didn't really see it.
I don't think I've never seen anybody jump 5 feet in the air in skinny jeans unless
never
they're
been to a
unless
heavy
the
metal concert
in Williamsburg.
and anywhere, especially in the '80s with those hair bands and the skinny jeans. Man, they would jump up. But I tell you, the difference that I saw with Leeds and Southampton, and the difference in this game was this kind of like continued focus. Like Leeds almost needed to have that kind of see what happens when you lose focus, draw to Southampton to make a match like this reality.
Exactly.
Like, shit, we learned our lesson. We will not lose our focus against Chelsea. Not saying that they weren't going to be focused in that match, but I think this kind of
that's what Graham's saying right
don't
here.
Lose it, Exactly.
Yeah, no, I felt the same way too yesterday. Matter of fact, when we were watching the match, I turned to my brother and said, maybe that Southampton match was a wake-up call. It was a godsend in a way. And now he knows, now he understands that, look, these substitutions, well, especially in the conditions at Southampton. I mean, it was,
right.
it was a scorcher. And I remember during the water break, I was screaming because I was at work and I was watching it on my phone. I was like, come make the subs, please. Sub some people in, because you could tell that we were spent out there. I was like, the lads were spent. I was like, make some subs. And so this, hopefully he understands. Maintain your focus. Let's put the subs in, fresh legs, and that's it. So
yeah.
And maybe we underestimated Southampton's firepower too. I don't know. I mean, they have some guys who can put the ball in the net.
Yeah, it's just. I mean, it's so early in the season. We just don't know.
Yeah, I think Marsch is still. I mean, he's still learning. I mean, this is a great result in a fantastic match, but I mean, I think he's still learning. I mean, I think it's going to take him a while before he figures out the English game a little bit, and but I think he's a quick learner, and obviously, and then his guys that he wanted to bring in, and man, I mean, they're showing up. I mean, I was never a Tyler Adams fan. I've only seen Tyler Adams ever play for the national team, but I was never a fan of his. But man, that guy has made a believer out of me. I mean, I'm quite happy to eat crow on that one, because and I was really disappointed when we got him. I was like,
James, I would like you to save that dish of crow for Rodrigo. Because at the end of last season, you said he's too old and he's done, and you wouldn't be sad if he would.
Rhiannon called him Golden Boot on Friday. She called him Golden Boot on Friday.
I understand that,
man. That's
our season-ending.
He's top of the table.
You had said that Rodrigo, you would not be sad if he left, and that he was too old to continue with Leeds in his position. Do you need a fork with that?
Big time. And I am more than happy to admit my mistake on that. More than happy. But let me tell you, I wasn't the only one. It was not a lot of people were in Rodrigo's camp. And
no, this is very true. This is very true.
And he but yeah, no, I was very vocal about it. I would have, like a lot of people have said, I would have gladly traded him for a Mars bar, last season. So,
I was exactly the same. My own
fried Mars bar.
My own friends on All These TV have clicked me up because I was the one that said to sell Rodrigo before the start of the season. I said, sell him. He hasn't shown me anything that is worth keeping around at the moment. But I am quite happy to eat my own slice of humble pie.
Yeah.
But I will caveat that says he did have a little surge towards the end of the first season where he did score in probably like 3, 4, 5 games on the trot. So I would like to withhold. I'm not going to eat humble pie just yet. I want him to prove it to me in 10 games time, 15 games time, 20 games time. If you can keep that up, I'll gladly eat humble pie at the end of this season.
Yeah, me
Well,
too.
well,
I think
and-
he's
and-
just thriving in Marsch's system.
But
more
guys,
than he
let's-
did in
let's-
Bielsa's system.
let's look at these goals. Let's look at these goals as well. He has what, 4 goals in 3 games, right? There have been tap-ins. There have been nearly almost outside the box. I think he was right on the goal line, not like right at the edge of the box for one. That header,
the glancing header,
world class.
Yeah,
He's not tall enough to get that kind of header. To me, that's like a Giroud style big guy.
Yeah.
Class header. Mendy could have been in the right spot and still not saved that.
Yeah. Dude, the guy's got
no,
man.
absolutely.
I mean, you watched him on a lot of those 50-50 balls yesterday. When he went up in the air for those 50-50 balls, he usually won them. And and he's doing a lot of other little things that he hasn't done in the past. He's tracking back a lot better. His hold-up play has improved. He's becoming a complete player, and I think Jesse's kind of lit a fire under him, and he's the guy we expected for 30 million quid or wherever the hell we spent on 27 million quid. So yeah.
Yeah,
At this rate, he'll score 50 or 60. At this rate, yes, if he can keep it up.
It's going to be like playing FIFA.
And Arsenal will not lose at this rate, so let's go with that.
The big difference I noticed as well is that he had the captain armband on yesterday.
Yeah.
And I think that also gave him that extra confidence as
Yeah,
well.
it says a lot.
It says a lot. Like he actually,
Well, guys, let's go all the way back. Let's go all the way back to last season when Marcelo Bielsa was sacked. The God. We all have nothing but respect for Marcelo Bielsa. There are people saying Jesse Marsch is the wrong guy. He's a temporary guy, blah, 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 blah. The thing that got me, and a lot of us on the show, who were like, hold on, I feel like he's doing things right. And he came out and said it in the post-match yesterday when he said, Leeds United is a different place. I'm paraphrasing clearly because I don't remember shit. Leeds United is a different place. The fans expect you to play a certain way. So I can't come in here and go, oh, we're going to do this and we're going to be Southampton and just try to survive. No, they expect us to play high energy, pressing, going out. They expect a fucking battle every match against the big clubs, against the small clubs. And he said, what we did today is exactly what we're always striving to do, which is press nonstop, win the 50-50 ball, get a little luck here and there, and do not relent. So what do you guys agree with me on that? He has adapted his style to the city and fan base of Leeds, instead of being like, I'm going to implement what I want to do. He's gone, okay, and I feel like there were all the good things of Marcelo Bielsa's Leeds yesterday. Yeah. Yet, they didn't give up a goal.
Yeah.
There was offside traps. There was help me. You guys know more about football than me.
No, I mean, I would say you're part.
I'm done talking.
But his teams, his squads at Salzburg and Leipzig played the same way. I mean, he has a philosophy. His philosophy is extremely aggressive, and it kind of mirrors what he was like as a player. I mean, I don't know if you remember ever seeing him play when he played in MLS, but he was an aggressive, some would say, dirty player, and that's what he. That's what he thrived on, so he demands that of his players. He demands. I mean, you saw at the end of yesterday. I mean, the end of the match, right? They're still plowing through Chelsea players. Still being aggressive, still taking them out whenever the opportunity presented itself. I mean, that's the way he's going to play. I think his handling, like the biggest criticism that I heard last year was, well, if we gave up Bielsa ball for this, then what a huge mistake this was to hire Marsch. But I will say this: he handled the end of that season last year, I mean, brilliantly. Right? He knew exactly how many points we needed. He got the points we needed. He, whenever we needed draws, he understood that, look, a draw and away, and a draw, on the road is not a bad result, and he would get them. Watching how he changed his style to suit the team. He adapted to situations, and I thought he handled it absolutely brilliantly. I mean, the best that he probably could have to allow us to stay up. But I told people that's not his style, right? You're going to see his philosophy once he gets his players in the summer, and then you're going to see what he can do. And this is his style. I mean, this is what you can expect from him week in, week out. But like he said yesterday in his interview, it depends also. We look at who we're going to play and we make adjustments. So there are going to be adjustments to the style, which is also important. How a manager adjusts, especially makes whether it's halftime adjustments or the adjustments before the match. So, I think he was the right hire. I think he's going to do really well. I've said that from the very beginning. And I enjoyed. I knew a little bit of his his clubs at Salzburg, especially. I'd seen them play in the Champions League before, and I was impressed. Because and a lot of Americans were going to his clubs. Of course, you follow where the Americans go, and I'm very happy with him so far.
Yeah. Well, guys, it's about time to bring on one more guest here. It's our last Leeds United guest that we're bringing on here, but we had to get him on this show because he's the only one I know that has actually tweeted directly at Antoine Rudiger, asking him very gentlemanly for a fight. He said, "Mr. Rudiger, I would love to fight you, you fucking bitch." I forget. I'm not in Brooklyn. I'm just screaming out obscenities. But this guy actually requested to fight Rudiger after last season. But he wasn't there yesterday, and I think they could have used Rudiger. But let's hear what Ben has to think. Ben Ireland.
Good evening, everyone.
How are you, my man? Are you still buzzing?
I'm buzzing, yeah. The thing now is I'm not worried anymore. I had a little bit of doubt, of how we was going to do this season. But if we can do that to Chelsea, I ain't worried anymore. I think we'll be more than okay this season. So, yeah.
Yeah. You're not safe yet. You need a little bit more than 7 points, right?
No. But it was just...
And we are Leeds.
The way we gave up the game last week just had me worried a little bit. We was exposed at fullbacks twice. But we seem to have got it right yesterday. Pascal Struijk, big hats off to him yesterday.
Yeah, for sure.
I also feel no one's mentioned Meslier. He made 3 terrific saves yesterday.
I think it's only because we're so used to him making really great saves.
I think he's starting to mature.
When he doesn't have to make 10 brilliant saves a match, you guys tend to do well. He's good for 2 or 3 every single match, but
he hardly had to do anything yesterday,
this is also true.
How well we played as a team. The fact that he hardly had to do any involvement at all.
And Meslier stayed in the box.
Yeah, there was a quiet.
He stayed in the net.
Definitely improved his distribution, which was a worry last season, has definitely improved as well this season so far. But what I was going to say earlier, because we were talking about the Southampton game as well, is that the one thing that I've noticed, even though it was a bit of a worry last game, it's the fact that even if we do let our feet off the gas a little bit and get a bit complacent, we came out with something. We came out with a draw. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not like last season where we literally would get hammered probably 4-5-2. It's so we didn't let them completely back into the game. We still had a little bit of, I don't know, football brain to keep it the way it was, and we actually came away with a result rather than a loss. So that's one positive I came out of last game with. But so the best I hoped for against Chelsea was a draw, and I thought that would have been a fantastic result against Chelsea, especially how they played against Spurs.
Right.
So
I put 3-1 Chelsea in my Super 6, so I didn't deserve any points.
Well, James mentioned this earlier, and I think it was a big thing in the first half of the match was the offside trap, because there was a goal, by Sterling. Offside.
There was also
and it was
two fantastic saves from offside traps as well.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I feel like y'all were prepped for that, and you were prepped for like, let's go. We're not going to get a goal off of every single one of our chances, but let's let them get demoralized by, being tight with them and then pulling back at the last second. It was very interesting to see.
Does anybody feel that a lot of it yesterday, I'm not taking anything away from Leeds, but the first 20 minutes we were under quite a bit of pressure from them, and I just felt that if they had a number 9, they maybe would have scored. I just feel that, they're trying the Man City thing, and the players aren't good enough for me.
I don't feel sorry for him, Ben.
No, I don't feel sorry for him. No, James.
With all that money they have, and they can't attract a number 9.
That's their fault.
To Stamford Bridge,
Didn't they have a number 9 last year?
Well, yeah, but they couldn't fit him in.
But it's Lukaku.
Imagine. Now, what happened with him?
He's gone on loan. He's gone back on loan to Italy. So
yeah.
To
get
maybe get a couple of cappuccinos. Seems like they had a striker, and a pretty good one.
And now they're looking for Aubameyang, and I'm like, you already had a striker in Timo Werner who missed sitters. You just need another guy who misses sitters every time?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Isn't Aubameyang having a good time in Barcelona?
Well, not now. Barcelona signed everybody and their mother right now, so they're like, we don't need him anymore.
They'll get me started on that one.
Yeah, I don't even know how that works.
That's happy hour.
But folks, coming from the Arsenal fan in the room, Arsenal sitting at number 1, Leeds United sitting at number 3. Let's not get carried away. First 3 matches. Let's start talking a little bit realistic. This doesn't mean you guys feel you're going to finish 3rd, right? This doesn't mean Arsenal feels like we're going to win the league. I can say it doesn't.
No goals conceded, though. Fair play.
To you guys.
No, to you guys.
No.
To you.
Yeah.
We've conceded 2. We conceded 2.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, yeah.
2 against
well, one was an own goal and one was an actual goal. So only one actual goal conceded. Yeah. However, if the own goal didn't happen, Vardy was there for it to happen. So 2 goals conceded. I'm just saying, what are you guys' thoughts right now? Is it like Ben said, it's just that, okay, I feel like we're not going to be in a relegation battle at the very least. Is that where you're at?
Yeah.
Like, for me as an Arsenal fan, I feel like, okay, we are clearly in this top 4 battle. That's where this first 3, the way my team looks, I feel like, okay, we are in it for the top 4 right now. Liverpool's going to figure shit out. Man United's going to figure some shit out. Tottenham and Chelsea as well are going to be good. But for you guys right now, what are y'all's thoughts? Have you changed from being like, we'll be 17th to we'll be 10th, we'll be 6th, we're going to Europe? Somebody even in the comments said, get your passports ready. What are y'all thinking?
I said before the start of the season that it'd be nice if we finished between 12th and 14th. My mind hasn't changed on that. I think we're on
just safe.
Yeah, I think we're on the trajectory for that, especially with the way that the first 3 games have gone. With Leeds, we're bound to slip up from time to time. Like,
we're Arsenal, we're gonna slip up as well. Like, I'm right there with you. Like,
my goodness,
enjoy it while I can.
And do you know what? It'll be against someone we really don't like Brentford. It'll be the most Leeds thing ever.
Yeah.
Like, just, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
Aston Villa, right here. I'm telling you.
Yeah, and then obviously with despite the result yesterday with City, City are gonna pick up again, and we're probably gonna get battered by them, and it's just. But I don't think it would be as bad as last season. Put it that way.
So that's where you are.
Yeah, I'm pretty.
You feel like you're already.
Yeah.
How long did it take you guys to get 7 points last season?
8 games.
8 games.
We were like in Halloween, right? October.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm
So
just
yeah, I
excited
think
to
this
see how
season,
high we
too,
can finish.
I think it's going to be a very. I think like we were talking off camera before. I think it's going to be an unpredictable season.
Yeah.
So, for
definitely.
instance, hey, look at Leeds, right? We have our internationals. We have, two that play for the U.S. and they're going to go to the World Cup. So we're talking about the World Cup break. We have, Christensen is probably going to play for Denmark. We have Rodrigo, who may or may not get a call up from Spain. We have Sinistera, who probably end up playing for Colombia. But none of those teams are teams that are going to probably make it to, the quarterfinals of the World Cup. Maybe Spain, right? For Rodrigo, but I don't know how often he'll play. So you're looking at a pretty well rested Leeds team coming out of the World Cup break, I think, and that's going to benefit us a lot. Whereas other teams, right, have players who play for Germany, or they have players who play for France, or they have players who play for other teams or England. Teams that have an opportunity actually to advance pretty deep into the World Cup. We don't have that issue. So I like where we're positioned. I really do. Are we going to finish in top 6? I don't know, but I think top 10 finish is not out of the realm of possibility. I think the year is going to be really. I think it's going to be unpredictable, man. I don't think this is because of the World Cup break. I don't think it's going to be a typical, Premiership season. So,
well, James, the first season that you guys were back in the Premier League, you nailed it.
Yeah.
In that first video that we ever did with you, you said Leeds would finish 9th.
Yeah, and I thought because the element of surprise, right? Bielsa style, I thought would win us some matches, and it did. And secondly, it was a weird season, right? There weren't supporters in the stands. It was kind of like everything was behind closed doors, and I actually thought that would benefit us, to some degree, and it did. Then once the fans came back, once the supporters came, and we saw last year, our horrible record at Ellen Road. A lot of it, the pressure of having the supporters in the stands is an entirely different game. So I figured, okay, yeah, this is the opportunity for us to really, do well with no fans in the stands, Bielsa style, hungry team. We can really make an impression here. So, yeah, that was what I was thinking when I said that.
All right, Ben, what are your thoughts on that? I'm
just excited to see where we can go. I've got no expectations of a final position, but somewhere like Rhiannon, 12th to 14th, but maybe be a bonus if we can finish top half. I think it's a big ask, but it's not beyond the realms of possibility. So I'm just excited, to see where we can go this first season and see if we can play some football like yesterday.
All right, James, we have a question about your T-shirt or your scarf. You want to show us that scarf real quick? Let's put you big.
Well, so it's your typical stand up if you hate Man Utd. I wore it today, in the hopes that that the scum would lose, but no, fucking bin dippers, man, they let me down.
Yeah,
bastards.
Playing like crap.
That's kind of embarrassing, isn't it? That Liverpool got beat by that.
I know.
It's kind of embarrassing.
It is.
Well, guys, we have over 100 people watching right now. If y'all can please hit that like button, that means so much to us. We love all the support. And for those of you who don't know, Mark and I have already booked our tickets for London. We will be in London for the North London Derby on October 1st. And James will be in town doing like a 2-mile drinking pub crawl.
James things.
The Bermondsey Beer Mile, man.
So he'll be doing the Bermondsey Beer Mile. But then
down in Bermondsey for a couple of pints after the North London Derby.
And then Sunday morning, if somebody can pick us up and give us a ride to Leeds, because the first train isn't until like 8:30 in the morning, so we would be there right before the match. But James, Mark, and I, as well as Gary from Don't Waste a Tweet, the trip, who's an Arsenal fan, he's coming with us. We will be going to Leeds for the Aston Villa match at Ellen Road. We're possibly going to get tickets, but now we're thinking maybe we would like to just hang out in a bar with you guys.
Peacock.
So
Go to the Peacock, man.
So let us know where should we go? Should we go to the Peacock? Should we go to some of these other places? But also, if y'all want to help us out with some beer money, now is the time. Go ahead and hit that super chat button. Go ahead and hit the tip button. I hate begging for cash, but it's an expensive ass trip, but we are going. We will be meeting up with Rhiannon. I don't know if you know this, but you're coming with us. So we will be meeting up with Ben. Mr. Tom will be there. If somebody can get Saul a ticket from Australia, he'll be up from Australia. But we will be in Leeds. Let us know where we need to go, where we need to be. We will be posting it out. We will be doing videos nonstop. I'm going to be on all Leeds TV. I'm going to be on Just Joe. I'm going to be on Rataby Leeds, I think, is the name of another one. I forget all the names of the people who were asking us. But we are going to be there. Come drink with us. Come hang out with us. I'm thinking as cool as it would be to be at Ellen Road watching the match, it would also be really cool to just sit in a bar with all of you crazy bastards.
Yeah, guy just made a good point. You can't get into the Peacock without a match ticket now.
Yeah.
So so you'd have to do someplace like Scarborough Taps, which is right near the train station. There's also a couple other pubs around there that are pretty good.
We're gonna leave that up to you, James. We're gonna follow you around.
Well, my favorite pub is White Locks. So my favorite pub is White Locks. I don't know if White Locks would really be the kind of atmosphere you'd want for this kind of show. So you may want to look at something a little bit more lively and rowdy.
Let's bring our own liveliness.
Let's go to Birmingham and sit in a Villa pub in our Leeds shirts.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
No, I think like this is the best year to be an American in Leeds right now. They're actually like, okay, well, we accept you this year. You're all right this year.
You're just thinking
we still got a month to go. So
I can tell you, when I lived there, it was not a good time to be an American in Leeds. So.
A few of us are actually planning on buying Team USA football tops and supporting Team USA rather than England. So.
I want Brendan Harrison to sit Harry Maguire on his ass in the World Cup.
Yeah, exactly. This is why we want our American players to do well against England. Because
international football shit from an England perspective. It's just, even when you get to finals, it's just shit. So I don't really care.
Yeah. Well, Southgate's style is difficult to watch.
Pish in it. It's awful.
Oh God, just terrible.
And we really followed England in the World Cup and the Euros, shall I say, is because of Calvin Phillips. And now he's not a league player anymore. We don't care.
No, I'd support England if they got Bielsa in.
Yeah.
Oh God, can you imagine him dealing with all those egos on that club?
Oh, he'd sort them out. It'd be an England team full of league, like championship players. I'm telling you.
Yeah, because nobody runs enough. Yes. Nobody runs hard enough.
The selection process would be hilarious for that, man.
Okay, guys. So can we just, for this last 10 minutes of the show? I know you're all Leeds. If it's not Leeds, fuck them. But can I just get some reactions to the rest of the results that happened this weekend? From Tottenham stealing a 1-0 win over Wolves that I didn't think was quite warranted. No. Arsenal winning 3-0, 4-0? I forget now. Against Bournemouth.
Should we let Mark talk about
what about Crystal Palace actually being a better team, and so our 1-0 win against them looking better? Nottingham Forest collecting points. Brentford dropping to Fulham. Southampton, the team y'all lost to, beat Leicester.
We drew with them. We didn't lose.
Oh, sorry. You basically lost because... You basically fucking lost. You were up 2-0, James.
I wouldn't say you lost.
Come on.
You lost. You lost.
But they gave us a win anyway.
I gotta say,
you lost, and they gave you a point.
It's almost as if the Newcastle Man City match looked at the Leeds Chelsea match and how and hearing that was going to be match of the week or match of the day, whatever the program is called, and then they just said hold my beer, and because that was an intense match to watch. I really enjoyed seeing a team and I know they've got the budget for it and they've been spending like crazy, but to see Newcastle go toe to toe against the league champs was an amazing match to watch.
Yeah,
putting 3 goals up.
Yeah.
The thing is, right? Do you know on our happy hour we said what would be the game of the weekend? Had Newcastle won, that would have been the game of the weekend.
Yeah.
Yes.
But the fact that they drew, it was still us.
Did you say our happy hour?
Did I?
We got her, John. We got her. She's gonna have to put us in her Twitter bio.
I've noticed as well. I've noticed it doesn't say All Leeds TV after your name anymore.
Wow.
Well, Rhiannon, I asked you guys a question on Happy Hour. I said, who will win the weekend?
Yeah,
So who will win the weekend? So who do you guys think won the weekend? To me, it's Arsenal because we won and everybody else dropped points that mattered. Sorry. Everybody else, and you guys were part of that. So we're sitting at the top by ourselves. To me, Arsenal won the weekend. But you guys tell me, manager, player, team, city, whatever. Who won the weekend
for you? We won it for you. So
well, Chelsea couldn't have caught us. It was actually Newcastle that won it for us.
Hand on heart, that is without bias. Like, it honestly is Leeds. Just simply because of the rivalry between Chelsea and Chelsea being a top 6 team. The fact that we literally went and battered them.
We haven't beaten them since 2002.
I think
Jesse Marsch is the manager who won the weekend.
Yeah.
I think I disagree a little bit there.
Under the shadow, the gigantic shadow of Bielsa. And now he has put his own mark on this team. And I think now this is Jesse Marsch's team and Jesse Marsch's style. And, I love Bielsa, but, it's time to kind of move on. So it makes for a good sequel.
BX put it pretty well. Potter for manager, Arsenal for team, and Leeds for performance of the week. That was one hell of a performance.
I think I gotta go a little outside the box here. Leeds is definitely Leeds won the week because this is a performance that you can build on, and it's a performance that comes early enough in the season to build on. No offense to you Arsenal fans out there, you haven't played anybody. You have not played anybody in those 9 points. I'm sorry. Leicester loses to Southampton. They're not. No, you ain't played anybody yet. Manager, I'd love to give it to Jesse Marsch, and there's a couple other managers out there I'd like to give it to, but the amount of shit talk that has been being thrown around, included by yours truly and my lovely partner, Lolo, Man United beating Liverpool. Eric Ten Hag is the manager.
All right, can somebody mute him? Can
somebody
mute him?
Back on the bus.
He's just
back on the bus.
He's just lost all your new viewers.
No, Mark has a fucking decent point though.
The scum will never
Mark has a decent
point anywhere in my book. Red card. Where's a red card? There you
go. No, hold on. Listen.
Do I need to leave the field? Because
no, Mark, you're good. You're good. Hold on. Let's let Rhiannon. Let's let Rhiannon talk. Let's let Rhiannon talk.
After that match, and said, "This shows the fans what Manchester United could do. What can they actually do? The fact that they could play a poor Liverpool side that hasn't clicked yet. I mean." You got battered by Brentford by like 4-0 last weekend. It proves nothing. You haven't shown anything, and the fact is, you still conceded a bloody goal at the end, and it was all Liverpool for the last 10 minutes. It's just it was unconvincing. Rashford, you could actually call offside, so technically it would have been a 1-1 draw. So to me, it isn't a convincing win, and they've still got a point.
Well, Rhiannon, to back Mark up on this, he's not talking about Manchester United. He said manager. And this manager benched Ronaldo and benched Harry Maguire. That, to me, was a move saying, enough of this bullshit, I'm going to go win a game. And Manchester United were up for it. So you can tell me that Liverpool haven't clicked yet? Who is on that team that hasn't been on that team for the past 2 years that was in that lineup? You have Luis Diaz, who was there for most of the season. Everybody else, Harvey Elliott, he's been there. Like, what do you mean they haven't clicked yet? That's a bullshit excuse for Liverpool. Not that I want to say Manchester United are good. They were good that day, and they were up for it. The same way Leeds were up for it against Chelsea, Manchester United were winning the 50-50 balls. They were winning the headers. They were up for it more than Liverpool were. Yeah, to me, that goes to Fred was on the bench, Ronaldo was on the bench, and Maguire was on the bench. That's a managerial decision to where, yeah, fuck Man United, but to Mark's point, Eric Ten Hag, listen, Brighton, Graham Potter beat a bad West Ham team.
I love the fact that Ben was just like, me please, on the spot.
All right, Ben, I'm just saying, I'm backing up my co-host a little bit. Mark?
I didn't
Pathetic.
I didn't watch the shit. It's shit. I didn't watch it. I don't care for it.
Well, good. Glad you brought your A game.
Yeah. I didn't watch it either. I mean, Liverpool was without Jota and Nunez. I mean, it was like they had no one up. They were playing Firmino, for fuck's sake.
No one up front. Luis Diaz, Bobby Firmino, Mo Salah. Nobody up front.
Firmino's terrible.
Who do you have?
Firmino's
Who
terrible.
do you have? Who do you have? Dan James, Jack Harrison, and fucking Rodrigo? No, and you. I'm just saying. They don't have nobody.
It's not a matter of who we had. It's a matter of who Chelsea had. Chelsea had firepower. I mean, that's why, to me, Den Hag does not get it. Or Den Hag, whatever the fuck his name is. Ten Hag. Fuck. I hate him.
I don't watch Man United.
But this is what I'm saying. Maybe he does. Maybe he's starting to get it. And that's what we all should be worried about. Because Manchester United, every season, is a sleeping beast that can all of a sudden do things that piss us all off. That's why we hate them so much.
Sir Alex isn't there anymore. They don't have that magic anymore.
They got second with fucking Ollie.
in a season
that's what I'm saying. Just don't. Let's pray to God Harry Maguire goes to Chelsea so Chelsea can fucking anchor down to the bottom of the table.
Don't you miss Ollie at the wheel?
I do. I miss him tremendously. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how they do. Yeah, that season when they finished second, again, no supporters out. Nothing. It doesn't count for me.
I don't.
So we'll see.
But
that's a season you finished 9th, by the way.
I know, and it was an odd season. That's why
I just say how unlucky Wolves.
If the season wasn't so weird, I wouldn't have picked us that highly. Believe me. I mean, without supporters in the stands, it's an entirely different game. Entirely different.
I watched the Wolves game. I thought they deserved at least a point out of that. So
I like that we have British people calling them the Wolves now. Well done, Mark. Well done, Mark. He's fought hard for the Wolves.
All matter of just pounding that point. You know? Yeah. I think it's too early in the season for Wolves. We made a bunch of subtractions and additions. Once the season started, we'll see what happens. I didn't expect to do much. I thought we had a chance. I'm not disappointed.
Oh, you were in the game the whole way.
To be honest, Guedes, or however it's pronounced, and then Guedes and Nunez, they look good.
They will be good.
We had Nunez we had him signed 2 days earlier, and he started. I mean, wow, that says something. So
no, they will be good, and Raul Jimenez is back without the massive headband. So
that was really surprising that he's back so soon. I mean, he definitely was showing a little bit of rust, but yeah, that was surprising. Yeah, I'm very pleased with what I saw, and if anything, we're gonna be a little more exciting to watch this year, for sure.
Yeah, man.
Hopefully you stop the diving nonsense.
And Leeds are top of the Stoop Derby League.
I tell you who was diving. It was fucking Bruno Fernandes, man.
Bruno Fernandes,
oh my god, he was diving around everywhere.
Even after holding the ball. When he was holding the ball, not giving it back to Salah after Salah scored, and then they took it from him, and he went, my eye. And you're like,
now
nobody
I've seen it before, and this is.
I'm gonna grab a beer. I'll be right back.
This is something that kind of bugged me today. I think it was when Rashford scored. He in celebration he made contact with and pulled off the corner flag. And I've seen that be a card in so many different situations. And I'm just wondering, is there like a degree of interference with it? Or, because he didn't get anything. And I was just kind of like, he should get a yellow. I mean, that's right up there with taking your shirt off and exposing your nipples.
Now this has gotten weird.
Yeah.
It's only weird at first,
Lolo,
my friend.
Come back.
It's only weird at first. No, but seriously. So
Mark's talking about exposed nipples.
I'm talking about the yellow card that Rashford didn't get that I thought he deserved. That's all.
Mark knows all about exposing nipples.
No, not at my age. No, seriously, look, man.
James, since when have you had a problem with people talking about exposed nipples? First of all,
it has its place, Lolo. It has its place. On the stoop is not the place.
Where is the place? And if this
maybe it should be. Maybe it should be.
Can we take bets on how long?
Recap on Sky Sports News, and it's just showing Milner and Virgil van Dijk literally having a shouting match at each other.
Virgil van Dijk was terrible today.
He's going off in that dressing room.
He was absolutely troubling. He was so bad.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Could not. Runs with cows. No, that's the last thing you need. And Pedro, why would Pedro want to come to Arsenal and sit on the bench?
Yeah, I don't feel like that's what we need right now.
I don't see Arsenal signing him and him taking over Saka's spot. I don't see him taking over Martinelli's spot. So why? So he can sit on the bench and get into a few European games? No, he plays every week for Wolves. I don't see it. I don't see it. And it would cost you way too much money.
For who?
For Pedro Neto.
Well, yeah, definitely. If his Wolves are selling him,
yeah. What team?
Yeah, I don't want to do business with Wolves anymore.
The Wolves. Thank you very much.
That's what I was. I didn't know. When you said Wolves,
no,
I
seriously.
didn't know what team.
Seriously, I don't see anybody spending that kind of money on him, and the Wolves are going to want 60.
Can we take bets on how long Naji's going to be away from the Stoop?
Well, this is quite listen. Okay, as much as I love taking the piss out of all of you guys, whenever anything awesome happens, there he is. This just happens to be the week that he is in Lebanon. So, right now, it's I don't know what time it is in the morning, and so I'm asking him to send stuff in, but he's in family world with literally. Electricity that the mafia there turns off randomly, where you don't have electricity in the whole house because the mafia decides you don't have it. So he will. I guarantee you, he will have to face this, and he will have to do a video about this match.
That's some desperate shit, dude. You don't
let
want to face the music and you run off to Lebanon.
He was there before. He was on a plane on Friday. Okay,
so
he was
all right. Will you tell him it's a long bus ride home when you've lost from Lebanon?
I definitely would. But just let me say, the same way I would stick up for all of you guys, all of my Stoopers, let me stick up for him that much. Now, he's been saying some nonsense on the WhatsApp, but he's going to have to face you guys himself. I'll just give him a slight pass of not being on the show today and not sending him videos because he's in a different world right now. But when he gets back, we will hold him accountable for all of this. That being said, guys, this has been a fantastic show. We can keep talking football if you guys want, but I feel like we've done a good hour. Yeah. It's been a whole lot of fun.
Real fast. If Leeds ever take a hiding like Chelsea did yesterday when we shouldn't have, I won't go to Lebanon. So I can just tell you that. So I may actually be reachable. I don't know where I'll be. I'm not going to predict my location or even mention it right now because I don't want people to know. But I will not be in Lebanon.
I will never ever go to Lebanon.
You do mean Lebanon, New Jersey, right?
Well, there's also Lebanon, Tennessee, which is a beautiful place right outside of Nashville. So there's always Lebanon, Tennessee. Anyway,
well, guys, this has been absolutely fantastic. Happy birthday to Junior Firpo.
Get well soon.
That was yesterday. Get well soon,
buddy. Come on.
Oh, wow. All right. That's for you, Mr. Tom.
Who would have thought it? Top 4 without Junior.
I know.
Bring him back quickly downhill. You go. All right, guys, but it's been a shit ton of fun talking to all of you, and thank you for everybody who's been in the comments section today. Please, before you leave, hit that like button. It does mean a lot to our numbers and all that stuff. And if you want, feel free to hit the super chat button or the tip button, all of that stuff, to help us get out to Leeds for the Aston Villa match on October 2nd. We will be at the North London Derby on October 1st. We have our tickets. We will be there. But, guys, hell of a weekend for almost all of our clubs. And there's only 26 more likes for 100. That's awesome. Let's get us to 100, guys. Get those 26 more likes. If you're one of the people who hasn't done it, do it. And then log on to your mom's account and do it from her account. That's what I do. But Rhiannon, James, Ben, Mark, thank you guys so much for joining us. We love you, James. Don't be a stranger.
I won't. Well, we got to talk before the whole England thing happened in the beginning of October. So we got to coordinate our plans to figure out exactly where we're going to be and everything at the time.
All right, man. We definitely will. Thank you, Jimmy, for throwing in 10 pounds. That buys us a pint there at the Peacock, or not at the Peacock, but it'll get us there. We can't wait to meet you. We can't wait to meet you, Jimmy, when we do get there. Hopefully,
some Timmy Taylors. Timmy Taylors at White Locks.
All right, John. John, great show directing as well. Don't forget about Director John and all your shout-outs. We love you guys. James, you can do your outro, and I'll say, come on, you Gunners. Let's hear it.
Leeds.
There you go.
All right.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
All right.